This violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
All right. Hello, everyone. What's going on? You're listening to Blame Your Brother, episode 45. 45 special. We are back once again to talk to you for about an hour or so, and that's what the show's about. So there are three of us that come to you every week. I am one third of that group. I am David. I am also known as D. Brew, voice of the people, Glenn Jackson, Nick Nickum, Spiritual Midget, another one I really want to say tonight, but I forgot what it was. So we'll just end with that. And I'm joined by the guy to the left, PK himself, my brother, Lee.
What's up? The brother to the hockey hipster.
Oh, that's
Paperclip number one. And the Alex Jones of the left. Is that right? Is that what we're going with these days?
I did want to say hockey hipster. I'm glad you said that. Okay.
I got your back, bro.
All right. We'll talk more about you. We're very upset this week, I'm sure, because LeBron James got knocked out of the playoffs. But before we get to that, I'm joined by other guy over here. If you're watching on YouTube, to the right of me, his name is John.
Hey, everybody. John here, a.k.a. Mr. PTI, a.k.a. The Wild Man.
They got John Tortorella, a madman. They do. Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so there you go. All AKA's names are out of the way. So let's tell you about the show. Blame Your Brother. Go to bybpod.com. That's bybpod.com. That's the website. All the information is there. We'll talk about it at the end of the show. And also every Thursday night, most of the time at 8 p.m., we stream the show live on YouTube. So go to youtube.com/blameyourbrother, and you can come in, listen to us, engage with us in the chat, and have a wonderful time while doing so. So we encourage you to do that. So we always start the show with kind of the same question. Is there anything you said last week that you need to apologize for or retract? So we'll start with John this week. John, is there anything you said last week that you shouldn't have said or that you wish to apologize for?
No, sir. I think I'm free and clear from last week.
All right. Lee, was there anything you said last week you wish to apologize for?
Yes, I think so. I just don't remember what it was.
All right.
There was something Pizza Dad noted me for saying, and I was like, oh, that didn't come off right. But that's typical. We can move past it.
So you said something, just don't remember what it was.
Yeah, maybe you could refresh my memory.
I don't remember. There's nothing I said that stands out. I thought really last week I really brought the true wisdom of the show home as I do every week. So
oh, really?
Nothing else changed. Yeah, everything I said, golden. I mean, I get a bunch of messages usually during the week. People are like, I really appreciate what you're doing for the podcasting community, what you're doing for the world. So
yeah, can we have like specific names or people?
I mean, these people don't want to be exposed. If I wanted to, I'll let you know.
If I was someone who said something like that, I wouldn't want to be exposed either.
From a text. from a text. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. It says David.
Says your mom. From mom. It says from mom.
No, it says you're the best. And what you said to your brother was awesome. There we go. You just saw the tape. You just saw the tape. It just said you're the best. Did I say that?
Okay. It did actually.
There you go. I've got fans. People love D Brew. Okay. All right. So anyway, all right. Let's go on. Quick hits, real quick. John Wick style. Predators lose or out of the playoffs. Any thoughts on that, real quick?
I mean, it's not good.
I won $25. So
you bet it against the.
Yes, sir. I bet on the Penguins. You know it. When you're playing against the best player in the world, this is what I begin to understand about the Predator hockey fans. They're terrible. They're the worst people. You know, they're losing the game. They're throwing litter on the ice. Show some class. Show some respect. You're playing
throwing litter.
You didn't watch the game?
The instrument? No, actually.
No. They were literally throwing trash out at the end of the game. You're playing against one of the best players that's ever played in the game. Respect
Is that the one that was slamming?
Yeah, they're punching
into
him.
The ice?
They're punching.
Is he the one that threw
the guy that's throwing litter
bottle?
himself on the ice?
Because he threw a bottle? I mean,
a water bottle during a play.
A player threw a water bottle out on the hockey rink during play and no call.
He said it slipped out. Look.
Yeah.
That's
what his mom said.
Maybe the fans.
Sidney Crosby is one of the 5 best players to ever play the game of hockey.
I'm not saying he's not a great player.
Show some respect, you class.
But he should show some respect too.
Show
so
some
you
respect,
honestly
you-
have. So honestly, on the water bottle thing, you're totally okay with players
yeah,
throwing water
I'm
bottles out on the
I'm
ice.
fine with it.
You're okay with him slamming Subban's
I was
head
actually.
in the
I
eye.
was actually. If they're going to let this sport, there's one thing I don't like about hockey. It's the fighting. They got to stop that. It's ridiculous. I mean, they got to stop it. If you're going to allow grown men to fight, that stuff's going to happen. No other sport allows this to happen.
Water
it's
bottles
ridiculous.
getting thrown out.
Lee, okay, put him in the box for 2 minutes. I don't know what the rules
Okay,
are
well,
about
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like they take these
But you're
goals
asking-
back.
I
Like we
mean,
get goals
You're asking,
scored.
did
and
I
they
have a
always take ours
problem
back.
with his head getting? They let them. They punch each other in the mouth, man. Yeah, so I'm worried about him getting his head hit on the ground.
You didn't see no fight
I
at
s-
a hockey game. There was
in
like
the playoffs, I literally saw another man put his fist in another guy's mouth, dude. Like, I mean, he like straight. I mean, I was like, what is going on? You can't allow this.
bring out the goon
What if
squad.
what if the NFL
It
allowed
used to
this?
be so much worse. So I mean, they have kind of cracked down on it a little bit. For sure.
It's just not good for the game. But anyway, hey,
Anyway.
Predators fans, tough luck. Maybe next year.
So I couldn't watch the whole hockey game because we got free tickets to CMA Fest.
Yeah, you were watching Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, well, no, it was not Hootie and the Blowfish.
It's a Sans
It was-
blowfish.
It was Darius Rucker.
Can you verify there were no blowfish on
No, I
stage with
cannot
him?
verify. there was
You
no
may have been
blowfish
seeing
with
them
him.
then. All right, go ahead. So you were not watching. You're the big
So
hockey fan.
No, I watched the first bit, but yeah. What do you want me to do, man? I have a pregnant wife. She demanded to go to CMA Fest.
Hey man,
What would
happy
you have
happy
done?
wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Blame your problems on your brother. Who did you see at this stupid
Let's
event?
see, Brad Paisley closed
Oh
it.
God!
What's the Australian?
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
Oh God!
Carrie Underwood was supposed to be there, but because of the hockey game, I guess she was feeling a little down. Tracy Lawrence, Little Big Town,
Oh,
Darius Rucker.
I like Darius Rucker
Why do you like Darius Rucker?
because I like Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's the
growing
only
up.
reason?
He's got a good voice. I mean, you can't
I feel
deny
like
that.
he's not doing anything different as a country.
Oh well, no, he shouldn't be in
It's-
that game. How many black men are in the country game? There's more in hockey than in country.
Let's see.
So it's like, I tell you
Him and
something.
Cowboy Troy,
I mean, really.
I mean, do you think like
Charlie
that's why
Pride, but that's going back.
Let's do a balance again. Which has more black people in it?
Well, that
Hockey-
doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
I don't even look at that.
Oh, you don't look at color when there's one black man on the ice of a. If there was one,
I mean, there is a big case of one of these things don't look like the other.
I mean, when I watch NBA games, I was looking at the Golden State, going, "Man, they don't have a single white guy on the team, and they just won the championship." You notice these things. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but like with him, it's like the point I was trying to make was like there's no difference between the songs that he wrote for Hootie and the Blowfish and the songs that he's
Oh,
writing.
I'm not. I'm
As
sure.
Darius Ruggers, if you look at the songs, it's just slightly different instrumentation,
yeah,
which is
a
interesting.
little bit more twang. That's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the guy from Stained is a country music singer now. Aaron Lewis, the guy from Stained. I mean, do you remember Stained, the 90s, like new metal or 2000? He's a country music singer now. It's ridiculous. A lot of people win in the
Yeah.
country. It's stupid. I mean,
Why do you think they do that? Just cashing out?
Yeah,
or-
make that money,
Yeah.
man. If they could rap, they'd win the rap game, but they couldn't. So,
All
so
right,
anyway, Predators lost in your LeBron James. So let's take a moment of silence for LeBron James.
That's good.
I'm wearing my safety paper.
Are
safety
there?
clip?
I'm gonna ask
Safety
Lee.
clip? Is that what it is?
Safety pin.
Safety
Lee,
pin.
are there any leads in the LeBron James vandalism case that you can?
No, I've been telling people your theory though.
Not my theory, my brother.
No, it's your theory.
no, it's not my theory.
I mean, you say it's not your theory, but at this point, to the
no,
people,
say whose theory
I
it is. Say
know.
the guy you don't like, or will you not do that on a microphone?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, then go ahead. So if we meet him in person,
Yeah.
would you say to?
Oh, I definitely
I'm gonna
would.
let you say the man's
Okay,
name.
I'm about to.
Okay, go ahead.
David Brewington.
So you won't say his name.
Well
Bingo.
played.
So you
I
won't,
just said it.
no, you didn't. The real guy.
You are the Rush Limbaugh of the right.
That was Rush Limbaugh.
tried,
Rush
yeah.
Limbaugh of the right.
Is he even right?
I could be the
anymore?
Keith Olbermann of the right.
Okay, sure. That doesn't
Tell
sound
your
as cool.
story about LeBron James. Go ahead.
What story? I've just been telling people your theory.
It's not my theory. It's Clay Travis's theory.
You have
okay?
repeated the theory.
It's Clay Travis's theory.
I don't know who Clay Travis
Of the
is.
people at
Okay.
this table, you have brought that theory to light.
So you don't know who Clay Travis is, huh?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's
I'm
interesting.
not real familiar with his stuff.
Anyway, so are you sad he's out? That they didn't win the championship?
No, I don't watch NBA
But
basketball.
You're
honestly.
literally.
Actually, I did watch a game the other night. I believe they won, but they only won one, right? They got 4-1. I thought they would do better. I don't.
No, I mean Golden State's just a really good team. I mean, I could talk sports for an hour. We're not going to do that though. But
I agree.
So anyways, 2 sports ended their season, hockey and NBA. So we're just left with about 70 days left for football, and I can't wait. So that's the true sport. And
Are you all Tom Brady again this year?
I'm Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady and me, honestly, a lot of people hate us for the same reason, greatness. And I can't understand it. Like, I should like.
I
to-
thought people hated Tom Brady because of the cheating thing.
What cheating? Have you proven
he
he's
definitely
cheated?
cheated multiple times.
When has it ever been proven?
It's just documented. Let's not spend the whole podcast talking about sports, but I'm going to throw one question out to you.
Sure.
If the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots were in the Super Bowl, who would you root for?
Oh, the Titans.
So what if Tom Brady was playing?
I mean, the Titans, man. I mean, I'm a Titan. But yeah, I was talking about this at work, actually, this week. I said, you know what? Actually, it may get the Predator effect. There may be so many fans that jump out of the bandwagon, I may start to hate the Titans. And I've learned that if anything gets too big, this is what somebody told me today. If anything gets too big, I start to hate it. And this person looked at me and they go, "You're a hipster. You know that,
You
don't
are
you?"
a
And I know,
hipster.
and I guess I am a
You
hipster.
are like the truest definition
then
of
I
a
am.
hipster.
Then-
I'm kind of a hipster too, man.
Okay,
It runs
no,
in the
I am.
family.
I hate hipsters, though. That's the only problem.
Hipsters, of course, hipsters hate hipsters.
I'm like the
like-
Dave Chappelle sketch.
I guess
you know?
I'm the opposite of hipsters.
I'm the black
I want
man.
everybody to like what I like.
Yeah, I know, John. You are. I'm the black man in the Klan. I mean, I'm like hating my own people. I don't know what's
What?
going. I said
That's not a good reference.
the Dave Chappelle sketch.
Yeah,
the
but
blind
still.
Klansman.
Maybe he can say that one. I don't know if you should.
I said it. I don't really care. So,
that's
yeah, I would be for the Titans. Okay. So anyway, lot of things happening this week that we have to get to, and I guess we need to start. Adam West actually passed away this week.
Very sad.
Yeah, not really sad. I mean, he's 88 years old. You're talking like he was 20 years old. He got hit by a bus.
He's an icon, though.
I never liked Adam West as Batman. I mean, I can respect but I hated that Batman. I think it's terrible.
When I was a kid, I loved it.
I did not like it as a kid, and I mean, but you got to show the guy. Like, he was a pioneer. He was the first Batman, but he is to me the worst Batman. I mean, Val Kilmer was a better Batman than Adam West. Yeah,
but it was a different kind of
I
Batman.
know, but it crapped all on
what
the
he was
franchise.
doing. Like, it was a different time. It was the 70s.
It's a different time, man. There was
Like, for
70s, man. There were no original 70s films
if
that
you were
were
live in the
hardcore.
70s, though, you would have loved Adam
60s,
West.
actually.
The 60s.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You would have loved him.
But anyway, I mean, yeah, he passed away. He passed away of leukemia. So, and the internet was, pretty upset, which they should be. So, I mean, it's one of the Batman. If we're ranking him, he's my lowest one. But he was a Batman. So it's
What
kind
about Ben Affleck? Wait, not Ben Affleck, but what's
George Clooney.
No.
that's a
The
good
latest
one.
one. The latest one.
Yeah, that's Ben Affleck.
Oh, it's Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad at all, actually.
Actually, I'd put him at like number 2.
What?
Yes.
He's up there.
Christian Bale's my number 1. Ben
Okay.
Affleck, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton for me would be number 2.
It's Val Kilmer.
It's not really fair
George
to put
Clooney.
The Dark Knight against other Batmen, though.
Well, they're playing the same guy essentially. I mean,
Who?
all
Adam
these-
West
yes.
was not playing The Dark Knight.
He was playing Batman.
But
Yes.
not The Dark Knight is completely different. To me,
I know.
The Dark Knight is a completely different character. It's it's the same character. It's just it's
I
like
get you.
There's a
different
difference between
genre.
well, I mean, with the Dark Knight, he's really Batman. When he's Bruce Wayne, that's his mask. And
Yeah,
so, I mean,
True. All right. Adam West passed away. Unfortunate. Sadder passing. Adam West or the guy from Soundgarden.
Chris Cornell.
That shows how much I care.
Chris Cornell was sadder
Was it?
for me.
Yeah, I agree. There was actually talent with Chris Cornell. But anyway,
Dude.
what? I don't know.
Dude.
What? I mean, come on, man. Get real here for a second.
I'm just trying to tell everyone how I feel about.
I mean, Adam West. Lee, you love him? You love
Do
the
I
guy?
love Adam
Did you
West?
shed a tear
What?
when
Okay.
he shed a
Name
tear?
me, what did Adam West even do?
Batman.
besides Batman?
That's it.
Let's pull him up.
He was he did the Mayor Quahog
What is
What?
that?
are
and
you talking-
Family Guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a big Family Guy. So
I'm
I'm not either.
I'm
but
What
not
did he
either.
do in Family Guy?
He was the mayor of Quahog.
All right, so Batman.
Did
Return
we
of
all just three
Batman.
admit to we not really liking the Family Guy? That's a first.
Oh, it's pretty.
On the
that we
show.
agreed on
Yeah,
something.
that all
we all
three of
agreed
us
on something. Yeah.
Our hatred of the Family Guy. I don't hate it actually. I mean, I can watch it, but I'm not like people like worship that show, and
I don't know any of these movies.
Yeah, because he wasn't a good actor. That's why you don't know any of these movies.
A lot of the stuff he was in, he was playing himself.
He was not a good actor. Okay, and And like I say, you got to respect, though, like you said, I don't know. Do you have to respect? I don't even know if you got to respect it. I don't know what to say. He passed away.
I mean, the thing is superhero shows that came on TV, before a certain time were unbelievably campy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
true.
that's what they were going for. That's what he delivered.
But you can argue this pushed the genre back for years, though, because this is what the average Joe thought Batman was about.
Or you could argue
that's
that
what it sold.
You could argue that it brought it forward several years.
Or you can argue it brought it back many years because there wasn't another good movie
Well, that's what
for
I'm saying.
over
You could do
30
either.
years.
You could do
you know.
either.
But I mean, like that's what was selling. And the thing is the fact that it kept being put in syndication.
Well, because, I mean, yeah,
That's-
John, but Big Bang Theory's been on for 10 years. I mean,
But they're still creating new shows.
and they're all pretty bad. I mean,
Some would disagree.
okay, which shows are great today? Big Bang Theory, you think is good? It's,
I think
it's terrible.
it's a good
I mean,
show.
if you're ranking Big Bang Theory 1 to 10, it's a 1.
Well, we've already talked about this.
Hold on,
John
he-
is
other
delusional
shows.
about the Big Bang
other
Theory,
shows. He's going to give us
okay?
other shows.
Yeah, we got to exclude that one.
I mean, my favorite show on TV right now is The Flash. I love that show.
I mean, it's
but just the other day, you were complaining that it was horrible.
I know one aspect of it. I
Okay,
didn't
well,
like.
okay. Another
Still
show.
counts.
Give us a. Is there any other?
The comic book shows, basically.
Okay.
is
So
I
what did
watch.
you think of Game of
And then
Thrones?
Netflix.
Because we might have a little.
He hasn't watched it, has he?
You
I
haven't,
haven't watched
dude. You
it.
got a lot of watching to do.
I know.
You got a lot of watching to do.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones either.
And,
You
and if
haven't
our
watched Game
listener
of
wants
Thrones?
to give me their
you
HBO
realize-
account number,
No, I've watched 100 other shows. I haven't watched.
Do you know
that
what's
one.
happening here in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, the season
For
starts
the
back
show.
up.
For the show.
It's ending.
No, this show.
Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, we're going to Game of Thrones convention.
Yeah, we're gonna do a live podcast from.
Yeah, and
The
I'll
convention.
I'll do what I always do. I show up, I deliver my A game, and people love me when I leave, and I won't know anything about the show. I told you I hit on a Game of Thrones person inadvertently, and the Mountain dude was there. Not the Mountain, or this other big guy was there. I didn't know who they were. I know they were on some silly show about Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, that's what the show's about, isn't it?
No,
It's
it's
a-
a book.
No, there was sex on Game of Thrones. Dungeons and Dragons has no sex.
That's true.
That's not
are there
true.
are there dragons in the show?
Yes.
Are there dungeons in the show? Point. All right.
Are
so
there
any-
dungeons? I
yes,
don't-
there are
where are the
dungeons.
dungeons?
Someone's put in a dungeon. Then a brother and
There,
a sister.
there are there
Yeah,
are
there's-
cages and stuff.
there's
Yeah.
definitely
jails,
dungeons.
so-
Okay,
There's
so it's
definitely
Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you. When dragons are introduced as main characters, it's off the chain. It's off. It's
Dragons.
yeah, dragons.
Introduced as main characters. You really don't like that?
No, not really.
That's your turn-off point.
I mean, I don't know what it's supposed to be. I've never watched it, to be fair. So I am
Didn't
speaking
you
out of
love
turn.
Dragonlance as a child?
As a child, yes. As a child, I believed in many things that are not true, and liked many things that I don't like anymore today. So I mean,
But like you still like comic book movies. You
Yeah,
like
that's true.
comic books as a
Yeah,
kid. That's
that's
what
true.
I'm saying. Like it's not that far of a stretch.
okay. I mean, I'll give it. What I do is I watch shows about 8 years after they're on, and then I'm like, oh, this show was so good. Why was nobody watching it? And no, we were all watching it. So I'm a hipster.
Yeah.
See what you get going here? Yeah, I watched
that's
Sopranos like 6 years after it was. I was like, this is a really good show. I wish I could sit down and talk with somebody about it. And like,
true. All right, John. So what's your?
yeah, what's another
We
great
threw
show?
out your first two.
Basically, all the comic book shows I watch. My least favorite is Supergirl, but
So you like Luke Cage?
yeah, I did like Luke Cage.
All right.
Of the Netflix shows, it was my least favorite, but it was still pretty good in my book.
It's just what you're saying is not that exciting to people.
Then why do you ask me?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Don't ask me
I'm
then.
sorry.
Woo!
I shouldn't have. You're
Yes,
right.
yes.
You want one of my hot takes?
Yeah.
Ask me about some shows.
What are some of your shows?
We know his Atlanta.
Well, he just
that's up
went on
there.
about for 5 or 10 minutes there about
I
being a hipster, TV show hipster.
I went on for 5 minutes about a show I've never even watched before.
You
so I
did,
mean,
you
yeah.
did.
So
I was hitting on a girl.
Mr. Robot.
No, she
You know
was.
what I think
let-
about Game of Thrones?
let me-
I was throwing shade on a girl.
No,
and
let me
she was hitting
clarify.
on me.
Okay, I do want to clarify where I don't have to clarify next week. She was hitting on me. I wasn't hitting on her.
Yeah, okay.
So
Sorry.
anyway,
I
all
wouldn't
right,
want to
so-
put that out
hey,
there.
rest in peace, Batman.
Yeah.
All right. Another dead person, real quick. Tupac Shakur. Oh, look at
Yeah,
that. You were
yeah.
right there. You were on the
Oh,
money.
whoa,
Exactly.
what?
Nashville celebrates Tupac Shakur with a week-long festival in Nashville starting this Friday.
Yeah, I
now
saw
this
that.
is
I
who
saw
we
that.
need to be respecting.
Because when you think Tupac Shakur, who doesn't think about Nashville?
But you got to think he's a great man. He's one of the
They
greatest.
have that new movie coming out.
Right, yeah, All Eyes on Me. This is one of the greatest icons of the last 30 years in the world, dude. Of the world. It's
The
him,
world.
Kurt Cobain, Biggie Smalls. That's all you need.
What is that in the order?
If I was going to order those guys, importance to cultural relevance, I would have to say,
Probably.
How far back are we going?
well, I say the last 30 years.
Last 30 years?
Yeah, so-
Weren't the Beatles alive 30 years ago?
I mean, 2 of them were alive, but they weren't in their peak.
I mean, wait.
30 years ago, Lee? What?
Okay.
Wait a second, Lee.
No, I'm catching up.
I'm 40,
sorry.
so this would have
Sorry.
been like when I was 10 years old. So let's say 25 years ago. Okay,
Okay,
to
that's
make keep
fine.
it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, Kurt Cobain. I mean, who else would there be? Who else?
I
would
think
you put-
like Dr. Dre personally is better than.
But I said
Tupac.
cultural relevance. I mean, these guys here changed the
Yeah,
way
I mean,
we
I
saw
get
hip
what you're
hop.
saying. I feel like Dr. Dre had a lot to do with that as well.
Behind the scenes, he did. I'm not denying. Yes, he'll go down as one of the greatest producers of all time, no doubt. But these guys were.
Yeah, they're doing a new documentary on like HBO or something about him and his producer friend or whatever. It looks pretty good. They're like interviewing like behind the scenes Eminem and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. I forget the guy's name, but he like introduced like he's like violence is powerful. People like violence. So like he like influenced all this early music to get
I
people
thought that was
interested
Vince
and stuff.
McMahon.
Sammy's saying, "Am I smoking crack?" Next, I'll say I like Bobby Brown. I did like Bobby Brown.
Yeah, we
Brown
listened to
growing
a
up.
lot of Bobby Brown.
I don't
growing
think
up.
Sammy's quite getting what David liked. Bobby Brown, Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, Randall Cunningham, Steve McNair. You'll start to see kind of a thing going on here, all right? Piece it
Go
together.
on.
So anyways, Tupac Shakur, if you're in Nashville, go check it out. There's a lot of things going on with it. And this is the guy we should be crying about is Tupac Shakur, not Adam West playing Batman. Tupac Shakur should have played Batman.
Tupac Shakur just didn't die though.
He was murdered. You're right. By his own people. He was murdered by his boy. What's that boy's name?
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah,
But it was so long ago. Adam West literally just died. I think that's why people are making that connection. Just saying.
could argue his career died 30,
That was
40 years
for those
ago.
listening. That was David's impression of the penguin.
Have you ever listened? Have you ever read about his mom and his dad?
Who? Tupac?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's crazy.
He
man.
was. I mean, he was heavily.
They were like wanted by the FBI.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
were
they
black.
being spied
They
on.
were like black activists. You know.
Crazy.
So anyways, so check it out. Google it. There'll be this celebrations at Mercyland. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town. I would have went to some of the stuff because I think it would have been awesome. But he'd been 46 this year. 46. He was only 6
That's
years.
it.
Only 6 years
Wow.
older than me and John. That's wild.
I
to
thought he
think
was way older.
I did too. So. All right. So anyway,
Moving on.
Let's
Enough
go.
with Tupac.
Let's talk about the shooting real quick. We got a voicemail, and you guys can leave us a voicemail at 615-682-2236, 615-682-2236, or go to our Twitter bio. It's in there. So I don't know what this says. I just know it's about the shooting. So, and I have not listened to this. So away we go.
Hey guys, this is Sammy from the King Podcast. I'm just calling in to give my little 2 cents about the shooting that happened in Virginia, because I know you guys are going to talk about it tonight on the show, and I know Lee's view of it already.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
going to
sure
say,
we do.
all guns should be
Round up.
outlawed. Nobody should have a gun. Nobody should have a gun. Well, it's BS. That's not the case. Everybody should not be, held accountable for one or two
That's
dumbasses'
fair. That's fair.
fault. Because this is the way I look at it. If anybody else at that ball field would have had a gun, other than those officers, I guarantee you that guy would not have got off as many rounds as he did. So what happens is, what takes care of a bad guy with a gun? A good guy with a gun.
Or
You
no
can
guns.
say no all you want to. It's circumstantial. Whatever you want. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Bottom line, if you're allowed to carry, somebody would have had a gun, somebody else would have took care of the guy. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, no, you guys are going to talk about it. I already know Lee's little view on it. And
Little
plain
view.
and simple.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
like
it
that's
is.
a little view.
It is kind of a little view.
There you go.
All
My
right.
2 cents.
Thank you for that,
Good night.
Sammy. We appreciate all the.
All right, so let's recap it real quick, and then everybody.
Well, first off, we appreciate you calling in, Sammy. That's
no, we
awesome.
do.
That's
and
awesome.
Lee will run you down, but I appreciate you
No, I'm
calling
not gonna
in.
run them down.
All
Man.
right, I just say if you do, we appreciate it.
I'm
So
We encourage everyone to call in.
So a Bernie Sanders supporter, a known leftist.
But he said, Sammy specifically said,
I'm just telling the story.
You cannot hold this guy's actions accountable.
I'm just telling a new story.
I'm just saying, like, he might have supported Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders did not support him, okay?
What do we know about? Okay, so Bernie Sanders, I said that, do you know that 100%?
That Bernie Sanders supported this guy shooting
You could
people
say 99%, right?
Yes, I'm 100% sure
100%.
that Bernie Sanders does not want this guy shooting people, David. Come on.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
A Bernie Sanders
John,
supporter.
back me up here.
Can you say anything with 100%?
You can't say anything with 100%.
He was a lizard man.
So
I mean, I'm saying it'd be far less a surprise conspiracy than 9/11 being an inside job.
Okay, there you go. That's fair.
Just saying.
Okay, Sammy says in the chat that Bernie
John.
Sanders made a public comment not condoning his
Wow. Did you hear John just run you down?
It was good. It was good.
If you're just paying attention, Lee.
That was not an attempted rundown. That was me rationalizing.
Lee implied in a manner that 9/11 was an inside job. Anyway.
And saying it could be true.
I just said
it could. There's possibilities that parts of it.
Just listen. Let me tell the story where we can get your opinion. Point is, Bernie Sanders supporter goes to a baseball game. They're playing
that fact is not even important.
I don't understand really why are you practicing baseball at 8 in the morning? That's a little bit weird. But anyway,
I think it was for like a celebrity-esque.
They're
thing.
doing a Democrats versus
right. No, I get, but 8 o'clock
game.
practice. Ooh, that's dedication. All right. So, anyways, guy shows up with a gun. He starts shooting at some of the officials there. Shoots one of them, injures others. He ends up getting killed by, I guess, Capitol Police were there. And it has brought on a conversation that Sammy said about, gun legislation, which it always does. It's funny because all the London attacks happened with no guns, but they still killed a lot more people than this did.
They used bombs, didn't they?
They used cars.
You talking about Aria Grande?
And there's another one before that on the bridge where a guy used a car.
Just
but we're not talking about car control. That's kind of weird. But anyway, so we're talking about gun control right now. So Lee.
Okay. So just to address some of the things Sammy said, and here's the thing, I'm not staunchly anti-gun. Okay. I actually see both sides. Now, what I will say is that I'm on record as saying if they were outlawed, we would all be more safer. That's not saying that I'm totally anti-gun, but just to address the one point that I had that I thought Sammy might have been a little wrong on is he said that if anyone else in the crowd had been carrying, that guy would have gotten less shots off, but there was 2 cops there that got shot, that had guns, that took them down. How is it more people having guns shooting at random people make the situations any safer? That's what I don't understand. Just having randos that you don't know what kind of guns, you don't know what kind of training they've had, just pull out guns and start shooting people. You're talking about, imagine this. You're at a baseball game, some shooter pulls out a gun and starts shooting people, and the cops start responding. Then someone in the crowd pulls out a gun and starts shooting. Who knows? Someone's going to pull out a gun and start shooting that guy. All of a sudden, now imagine everyone has a carry permit and everyone has a gun. It's going to be freaking bloody murder. It's going to be like a Tarantino movie, man. No?
John, go ahead.
I mean, to back up with statements that Lee said that both of us has taken out of context to pull on Lee's strings. If in a perfect world and all the laws worked, Outlaw of Guns would be the perfect scenario. That guy wouldn't have had a gun, and nobody else would have had a gun. But the fact is that criminals are going to break the law, so if you can make all the laws in the world, that's not going to help the overall situation. But Lee's right. If everybody thinks that they have, if they're entitled to pull out a gun and respond every time another gun is pulled, then someone's going to get shot that doesn't deserve to get shot.
Okay, so you're against guns or what? I'm confused here. What's going on right now?
He legally purchased a gun.
Yeah, he did.
So can we not say? Let's say.
Can we blame him?
No, just hold on a
Right.
second.
Were you just about to ask a
If
question?
there was a situation in which there was gun legislation that denied him ownership of the gun,
For what reason?
would it have happened? That's
No.
not important.
No, but for what reason?
That's not what I'm. That's not the point.
Would
I'm
have
trying
happened?
to make.
He might have brought a knife and
Right.
started stabbing him.
It could
he
have,
might have
but
taken a
let's-
car and mowed it
Right.
into him.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
that's
yeah, who
fair.
knows? You're
But I'm just
asking
talking about from the
hypotheticals?
standpoint.
Well, I mean,
of
if it
guns.
was illegal, then the guy might have still gotten a gun. I mean, he did something that was really, really, really illegal. I mean, he was
Right.
mowing down people with a gun. Who's to say that that's not where he would start? Who's not to say that there's other stuff that he did previously? You don't, especially when you're like left wing like that. I mean, you usually don't have a storehouse of guns unless you're going to do something bad with them.
I mean, that's not true. I mean, I think
I said
people-
usually. That means under 50%.
But here's the thing. I think people that really support Second Amendment rights and gun ownership would defy what you're saying and say that's not accurate at all. Like, I tend to, like, here's the thing. I don't know if I agree with what you're saying because there's a lot of people in this country that own guns and they'll never be outlawed. It's just, it's improbable, right? It's just, it would be very interesting if it happened to see how they made that work. But here's the thing. We live in a country where you can buy a gun and you can go down to a gun range and you can train in public. You can train to kill people. You can hang up a target of a human and you can learn to put a bullet in between their eyeballs at 200 yards without even thinking about it. And nobody even blinks an eye at it. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's just, it's really weird. And like, what is the point of gun ownership anyway? Is it purely Second Amendment rights? Is it for hunting? Is it for gun craft? Like, what is it?
A lot of it is
I think
Second
it's
Amendment.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
said.
let's explore the root causes of why gun ownership is important, and let's see if we can come to a compromise here. Because we all have to agree that this was a horrible tragedy, and maybe if we applied some mental exercise to this, we could come up in a situation where people are allowed to own guns in a healthy way, and we. You know, you're never going to avoid this completely. Like you said, if a guy wants to give...
I mean, London's your
truck and-
prime example. They don't have guns over there, and there's more terrorist attack over there lately
But that,
than
you
over
can't.
here.
That's like apples and oranges. You have to understand that's a European country that's had a different history than us.
What does that got to do with it?
Because they have so many
I don't
more
know.
immigrants.
I mean, if you were to at least this is purely my opinion, but I mean, haven't the U.S. done a lot worse to the people of ISIS than the people in London and Paris?
I don't know. Say that again.
Doesn't ISIS have more to hate Americans than they do the people of England and?
But they see England as a Western influence, so they don't necessarily hate. They hate America, but they hate Western influence. It's a lot easier for them to get to Europe because they have pre-existing communities. Their borders a lot more open. It's a European Union country. It's a lot easier to get over the border and stuff like that.
Well,
this is why Brexit is going down, is because people are getting frustrated with that and trying to stop it.
All right. Well, think about this. All right. Paris, just outside of Paris, there's a community that's 90% Muslim.
Okay.
All right. And they believe that that's why Paris had those two attacks, the Charlie Hebdo and the other one. In the United States, the highest conglomeration of Kurdish people live in Nashville. Just let that sit in.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I'm very familiar.
So if it's because of a group of them being together, then likely the first place that's going to get attacked would be right here in our backyard in Nashville.
But here's where that kind of falls apart is the Kurdish population are composed of people that are fleeing the country instead of, just are those people in Paris all refugees, or is it just a Muslim?
A lot of them in that, and that's why they came together. That's because they were fleeing the country together. They were migrants.
I mean, there's so many ifs in that statement. Like, first, we would have to assume that those attacks are because of the Paris community. I mean, we don't know that's the case. That's conjecture. That's almost fear. Like, is that a direct correlation or not?
Well, there's two ways to combat fear: preparation and knowledge.
Love. You left that one out.
Now you can. I think love could be a cause of fear.
I don't know.
I'm more fearful because I have a son, which I love. I'm more fearful because I have a wife. That if I was living by myself and I didn't have people around me that I really, really cared about, I would be a lot less careful. I would if there was somebody.
I'm not saying you can love someone overnight and things change, but what I'm saying is we have a systematic history of hate, and we created this situation, and we
created. Love's been around since the beginning of time.
Well, we haven't been using it lately. Let me put it like that. So we reaping what we sow, and then we look around at our neighbors and say, "Why are we in this situation?"
We haven't been.
That's all I'm saying.
But you understand, this has been going back years and years. I mean, hundreds of years, thousands of years.
The Ottoman Empire, after World War, 1 or 2 was broken up.
Go back to the Crusades, brother. Go back. Templar Knights, Crusades. Go back there.
I mean, Persia.
Go back before that.
Persia was relatively stable before World War One. So just throwing that out there.
The Middle Ages. So now that the Crusades didn't happen,
Iran was like one of the most progressive countries in the world.
Well,
before,
someone said love ain't gonna stop a bullet. So
not,
I mean,
it might.
I don't know that gun control.
But that's the thing. Love can stop a bullet.
I mean,
you have to pre-plan.
But the Unabomber was killing people with that. I mean, I was saying
that you said pre-plan. That's what I said. Preparation and knowledge.
I'm just saying. I don't.
It goes back to what I said.
Surveillance states.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but this kind of rhetoric is being allowed to be said. Like I said, the Kathy Griffin thing, the Snoop Dogg thing, and it's all building. And now here we go. This guy.
Well, what about the woman that was making targets, sold 1,500 targets in an hour with Hillary Clinton's head on it?
That's not approvable either.
I
love when the left attack. Like, what about this guy that did this? Well, I don't support that either.
No, I just wanted to make sure that
as long as it's against my enemy, it's fine.
I will agree with what you're saying.
This happened to a Republican. This happened to a person of the conservative side.
It didn't happen to a Republican, though. That's the thing. Like, we have to stop thinking about it.
But
in those terms.
He targeted them because they were Republicans.
That's not the way I see it. I see this happen to an American.
Exactly, John. Even Sammy in his email says this guy cannot be used as a normal. Like,
but he is. This is not the first attack against Republicans in the last couple of months.
That's what I'm saying, though. This guy is crazy.
The thing is, David, the only reason this was attack against Republicans is because the Republicans are in power.
How many?
If Trump had not, if Trump had not won,
okay,
this guy would not have done this.
So how many Democrats were shot under Obama? Because I must have missed that big story. 0. Were there any shot that you remember?
David, this guy has a mental disorder.
Right, but how many?
Okay, at that point, it has nothing to do with
so
Democrat
the
or
rhetoric, but the rhetoric and the hatred out there, like you said, the opposite love. The rhetoric and the hatred did not fuel this guy's vitriol. You don't believe?
It's on both sides. It's a moot point. It's a moot point because both sides hate each other equally.
I don't believe that though.
All that you honestly believe Democrats hate Republicans more than Republicans hate Democrats?
I believe there is a strong hatred for Donald Trump that has not existed in America in a long time.
And do you know why?
I would agree with that.
Do you know why? Because he is one of the worst presidents in the history of this country.
And a lot of people think Obama was one of the worst presidents. Some people think Bush was one of the worst presidents.
But
some people think Reagan was one of the worst.
But he wasn't.
Lee, the guy hasn't even been in office.
Donald Trump will be impeached. Period. The end. It will happen. Mark down the audio. Right here, timestamp it, 37:53.
Those kind of predictions, if they never come true, we have to wait 4 or 8 years to prove you wrong, and then we'll forget about it.
We're not going to have to wait 4 years.
That's a hot take, what you just said. It's
hot take,
it's a sports hot take. It's me coming out going, next year, the Predators are going to win the series, and everybody forgets about what I said. I'm coming out with just hot takes.
Donald Trump is the worst president this country has seen in a
Lee,
very
he's been in office less
time.
than 150 days.
Exactly. He's very efficient with his
What's he
with
done?
his badness.
Tell me how he's the worst.
So instead, the country is under direct threat by Russian hacking, and the man tries to act like it's a non-issue. He's covering his own ass. He's like building a cabinet of people that slap his back and kiss his ass. And when he ran on his campaign, he said,
all of them have done that since the beginning of time.
No, they haven't.
Oh, Obama
He ran
did?
his campaign. Listen, he ran his campaign and he said, "America first.
Let's
make America great again. America first." And that is something we can all get behind. And there was hope. There was yes, let's make America great again. That's a great idea. He got in the office, and the only thing he's done is tried to look out for his self-interest. They said, you own all these companies. There's interference. He says, nah, it's not an issue. Don't worry about it. It's not a big idea. It doesn't matter. He comes out with these Russian. He's like, oh, you don't support you're fired. You're fired. He's a reality TV show. He's thinks he's on Shark Tank or whatever, Apprentice. James Comey, you're fired. And
That's
who's
a
the next
private
guy? I'm
world,
going
Lee.
to fire you too.
Lee, if you ran a company and I was running my mouth about you out in public, what would you do?
This is not a
John, what would you do?
corporation.
John-
America is not a corporation.
Well, you said
man.
it is you said it is since episode 1. What's the difference now? So now it's not a corporation or it is? You've said
All right,
America's
so
a
you're
corporation.
going on record. Donald Trump is a great president.
I don't
so
know
far.
what he is because
Is he or is he not?
I can't
Rate
judge the
Donald
man.
Trump on his first whatever 100 days
You're
of office.
20 questions into your ACT and I'm supposed to give you a final score.
No, I'm asking
I
you
mean, I
to
don't know
rate
if
his performance on his current term
incomplete.
so far.
I don't know that he's done
no,
anything.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
How
a
many-
C,
how
then
many-
a C.
A C.
A C.
Okay.
Stocks have gone up since he went in. Money's gone up. Everything's still good. So I'd give the man a C. He's done as much as Obama's done, if you ask me at this point. What did Obama do? The biggest things Barack Obama will go in history is civil rights. You can't take that away from him.
Obamacare?
He left it. Well, I think that was terrible, but
Yeah, that's
you're
fine.
right, though,
You don't
but
want people to have health insurance.
civil rights-
You're noted saying that.
civil rights.
If you're poor, you don't deserve
You're
health
right.
insurance.
You must die.
You've said
Yeah,
that.
I've said that. Send them people to death
You said
camps.
if you don't work, you don't get the benefits of health insurance.
I've never said that.
Pretty much.
No, I've never said
Well,
that.
then what's the alternative to Obamacare?
Can you explain Obamacare to me?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait,
I'll
are
go-
you saying there was no
Subs-
health insurance before Obama?
No, I want to hear this. I want to hear his,
Obamacare is basically subsidized health care. If you cannot afford health care, the government comes in and pays a portion that you cannot afford.
The government doesn't pay. We pay.
What is the difference?
We are the government.
We
so.
pay the taxes. The government collects the taxes. They subsidize health care. That's all Obamacare is. Is that what Obama wanted? No, Obama wanted a single payer system, but he had to compromise because it was the right thing to do. And I believe that health care should be, to me, the Second Amendment rights that we talked about so long is bullshit compared to the health. Like that should be an amendment that Americans have a right to health care. But yet
Well, we're not going to get
that
into
somehow
that.
is
We're not
is
gonna get into that
absent
because-
from our rights. But
because-
a gun?
Because you're in
Sure.
fairyland once again, where the magic money pays for everyone's health care. The doctors, they're just like, hey man, I went to school for 8 years. You know what? No big deal, dude. I'll start off at $20,000 a year.
Yeah, that's
hey,
what's
what do
happening,
you make at
man.
McDonald's? Oh,
That's what's happening. They're paying the doctors less. You've got it all figured
No,
out.
Lee,
man.
if you-
Good job.
if you
Good.
eliminated
Oh my
healthcare-
God, you're right.
So if you
right.
eliminated health care and all health care was free, you eliminated insurance. You eliminated insurance. You think in your mind that the doctors would still be paid the same amount of money they are today, and they would not be able to charge anything?
Yes, doctors would not.
Okay.
Doctors would work for free, for sure. Everything would be free, including
Okay.
payments. Nobody would pay any more money.
What if
The
everyone?
healthcare insurance would just be probably some guy riding around in a van with a couple of rusty knives. Maybe some whiskey, a stick to bite down on.
You have
Sure.
to look at Europe.
Just like Canada. I mean, that's how Canada works, right?
Well, have you known that Canadians come down here to get health care
Some Americans go to Canada for health care.
because they can't afford it? And it's,
Okay, so what's the difference?
it's better
Like-
health care
like-
down here.
I
It's
think
premium.
I think none of the people at this table know exactly how the system works to really be able to offer intelligent comment on it. So.
Wow.
Every day I
I mean,
drive
I do,
by
but
the
I don't know
HCA
about you.
skyscraper that they just built downtown, okay? I've seen where the money goes, okay?
And do you work in a multi-million-dollar building, my friend?
No.
You don't.
No, definitely not. Small business. I work for a very small business.
So what if all coding had to be free? Would you still get paid?
What if? What if?
Well, what if you're saying
It was
what
a
if-
government sponsor?
You're saying
Then
what-
yes. I could potentially see that. I think that there should be a right to internet infrastructure as well, because I think there's a strong statement to make about education and kids that have access to the internet and those that don't. So if you want to talk about which amendments and rights are more important than guns, I would definitely rate the internet and healthcare above gun ownership any day of the
See,
week.
to me, this is what this country's coming to. You have people that are of your opinion
Right.
that everything should be free and just hand it out.
So
It's-
roads are free, police are free, fire department is free.
they're free.
Yes.
They're free.
Do you pay any when the police come to your house? Do you have to pay them money?
No, I pay taxes. That
Okay,
fund
so
it.
so it's free.
No, it's not free.
So I'm not saying that health care is free.
Right.
I'm saying they're paid by taxes.
But we don't have enough tax dollars to do that, my friend. And
Okay.
I don't want to pay 50% of my salary. If I want to do that, I'd move to Europe. I'd move to France. I'd move to Sweden.
So
I'd move to Canada.
police okay. Government like pandering okay.
Government pandering. What's that?
Like all this money with like in government.
I mean,
corrupt
there's both
politics and
sides
stuff.
to it. If I avoid going to the doctor when I have the sniffles because I don't want to pay,
Yeah.
then I shouldn't. I'm saving myself money. But if somebody else has got free health care and it doesn't matter to them, and they go to the doctor every time they have a wet fart, then that's not fair to everybody else.
But hold on a second. There's a lot of information out there that runs contrary to what you just said.
What an
I'm
analogy.
saying,
And
it's
I'm
that
saying
when
if we all
people-
if we go to the restaurant, I get a steak, David gets a steak, and you get a salad. Is it fair for us to split the bill 3 ways?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Order a
it's
damn
like-
steak then.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Okay, so so
I
hold
say
on.
we're going out to eat next week.
No, I want to come back to my point though that I was making. This is the difference. This is why this country's divided right now. You have people that think like Lee. That was a good analogy, John. You have people that think like Lee, that thinks we should split that bill 3 ways no matter what everyone ordered. And you have the other half that says, no, you pay for the food that you eat that you ordered. And that's
Okay, hold on a second.
That's the problem.
Hold
that
on,
was
but
a great
see,
analogy.
it's
That
not
was actually fantastic.
It's not a good analogy.
Yeah, it was.
At all. No, it's not. Because what if I went to a restaurant and the steak and the salad had the same price tag?
How would
on them?
they?
How would they? That's what I'm saying. Like
Then you're stupid for going to that
No,
restaurant.
wait.
What I'm saying
Let's
is
talk
like-
about that. Why does a steak cost more than a salad?
So what if I went to a restaurant?
Why does a steak cost more than a salad? Answer that question if you're going to go into this hypothetical.
What if it's a fancy salad? What if it's a cheap steak?
Why does a steak...
Because it's a bad steak.
No, I'm asking a question you have not answered
Yes.
yet. Why does a steak cost more than a salad?
Because it's a cheap steak.
Is he answering the question or am I crazy?
I can go to Logan's and order a steak for the same price I can
why
get a
does
salad
steak,
at
okay,
Logan's.
since you won't answer. John, why does a
Whoa,
steak...
no. The salad comes free when you order the steak at Logan's.
John, why does a steak cost more than a salad?
Because they have to do more to prepare the beef.
Thank you. So it's more of an upkeep to get beef to the restaurant than a salad.
So
which
if
is,
I show you at a Logan's menu that a salad and a steak cost the same.
Okay, we're talking...
First off, this analogy is just stupid. Let's not use an analogy and let's just talk about the reality
If the salad
of the
and the
situation.
steak cost the same at Logan's, that's the only place that's true.
Go to a steakhouse and let's
why
look
when
it
it comes
up.
to healthcare, are we having the option between steak and salad? What does that even mean? If a person is sick, they're not going, well, I'll take the steak of healthcare.
Sure they will. You can go to Vanderbilt or you can go to Memorial Hospital.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying
that
you could-
shows your ignorance about healthcare because Vanderbilt is not the de facto healthcare need for any kind of problem.
Here's-
If you're
okay,
pregnant,
here's
you
the
shouldn't
difference.
go to healthcare unless your baby needs emergency care.
Here's the difference
shouldn't-
between
Wait a second.
your steak and your salad, okay?
Ignorant.
If I have
You're
a headache, which I
ignorant.
have all the time, I'm getting one now. If you have a headache, you can either go to the doctor or you can just take some aspirin. You take the aspirin, that's your salad. All right? You go to the doctor for your headache, that's a steak.
But see, what you're saying is not necessarily the truth of the situation. Here's the thing, like, does healthcare need reform? Yes. There's situations where you can put healthcare and someone comes in with a sniffle. You don't have to go see the top surgeon. You can go down to Walgreens right here to the Mediclinic and they'll give you some kind of antibiotic or something there. You're
Right.
acting like if someone has a sniffles, they're going to be immediately taken to the top surgeon and they're going to perform open heart brain surgery.
No. It's
on
their
them.
decision to go to the hospital in the first place.
you think-
if I have
yeah.
the sniffles, I'm not going to the doctor. Are you, David?
No, I don't.
I don't go to the doctor now. That's not the point.
That's
okay,
the
and
point
there's
I'm
been
making.
studies
There
that
are people that do that,
that
and those are the
preventative-
people that aren't paying for their own health care.
Preventative health care brings down the total strain on the healthcare
Where
ecosystem.
was the study completed?
Period, okay?
Where was it completed?
It's just it's out there. If you want,
You know what? That's probably true.
it is true.
I'm agreeing with
Healthcare's
you.
even now. If you own
But
any kind of
there's a
health care,
difference
they give
between-
you incentives for being healthy and doing preventive health care.
There's a difference between getting a yearly physical and going to the doctor every time you sneeze. I agree with. I think it's a good idea to go to the doctor once a year.
If that's your only complaint for single player health care, then we can work that issue out. But you're saying because someone
nobody
goes to the
is
doctors
working that out.
when they have sniffles that no one should have health care?
No, I've never said that no one should have
It's a
have
crazy
healthcare.
argument, man. Okay? It's absolutely insane that you don't want your fellow man to be healthy and well.
Have I ever said that?
There
David?
is so much money that we spend in the healthcare system now that we could all have it for cheaper. For what we're paying now, we could all be covered. And nobody wants to open their eyes and see it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wait a
We
minute,
could
I-
all
what-
be eating steak. We could
No.
all be eating steak.
We'll
we
never.
couldn't.
No, we'll never
We
all
could
be.
all
see,
be
that's
eating
the difference,
steak.
and that's why we're
We
at.
could all be eating steak, and you're just like, nah.
Hey, if
you don't
everybody was
deserve
paying for
steak.
that steak, we could.
You don't deserve
But that's never
steak.
going to happen.
From the chat,
My neighbor.
From the chat. Thank you, Lee. You can now pay for everyone else. We will all mooch off you. Also, okay, Lee, can I move in your house? Or better yet, you pay my mortgage.
Okay,
It's
well,
the
you
same
can. Okay,
thing.
you can drive on my road. You can call my police. You can call my fire department.
From the chat.
You can deal with the government when they run this state and this county. Okay,
From
that's
the
the
chat.
thing. Like, what you're trying to say? You want to come live in my house? What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
It is a nice house.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
This is from the chat.
Yes, if you all guys want to pull our money and have a right to have affordable health care, I'll go in with you immediately right now. Okay? We can all do it together. But if you want to live in a world where you hate your neighbor enough because they're poor that their kids should starve and die in the streets of ill health,
which hospital?
That's great. That's great.
Which
Just
hospital?
do it.
Which hospital are you going to have your child?
Baptist or whatever.
Baptist, okay. None of the other ones.
That's a nonprofit. Baptist Hospital is a nonprofit.
Woo!
You know who's going to be making the money off me having a kid?
Oh,
It's not the
man.
hospital.
Boy, that's the richest thing you've ever seen.
You don't believe it? Do I have to look it up?
Oh, Lee, all hospitals are the same, and all doctors are the same, apparently. So that's good.
What? I just said that they were not the same. What are you talking about?
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on past
We
this.
can all have steak.
Yeah, awesome.
I
think we
when
got our
people-
major key of the week.
Let them eat steak.
I mean, when people say stuff like that they hate their neighbor and they want to deny them coverage to health care because they want guns, it gets me a little worked up, okay? I'm sorry. It does. I apologize if I've offended anyone with what I've said. That's my opinion. I understand that you want your steak and you don't want anyone else to have it, okay? I get it.
I want to work hard.
Okay,
and get
so
that
right
steak.
here, the
Lee,
nation's largest Catholic and nonprofit health system.
Nonprofit just means they're paying big CEOs millions of dollars. That's all it means, Lee.
Okay, then that's...
You know what? Don't fool me with a nonprofit. Come on. The NFL was nonprofit for like 20 years. No one made any money there. I mean, give me a break. All right. So what do we got another story we can go to, or we got any Dear John this week?
We do have a Dear John.
Should we go to it, or should we go over?
We got another story too.
All right. Should we do Idiot of the Week real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God, I am surrounded by idiots.
You idiot! To the idiot mobile. You idiot. You're an idiot.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
All right, real quick, my idiot of the week. You know, it would have been funny if I said Lee there, but no, there's actually a real idiot of the week, and his name is Dennis Rodman. He used to play basketball in the NBA for a couple of teams, the Bulls, the Spurs, and this week, Mr. Rodman decided he would go visit North Korea one more time because he obviously.
Kim Jong Un, man.
Him and Kim Jong are like best buds. Okay, so they're hanging out, they're having a good time. This is a guy. Whatever you think about healthcare, this is a bad man. This is a guy killing his people, feeding them propaganda, trying to fire missiles at us.
Not my dictator.
Yes, not my dictator. Can't get it 5 feet off the ground, but yet Dennis Rodman
5 feet off the
his
ground.
missiles, just like other things, he probably can't.
They
get off the ground.
definitely have had more success than that.
I don't believe it. So anyway,
that's fine.
Well, I
Let's
believe
just make it true.
Hey, let's add to the conspiracy.
So, anyways, this is why Dennis Rodman's the idiot of the week. He goes over there this week, and he gives Mr. Kim Jong Un a present. Now, do you know what present he decided he would give this man? He gave him a copy of The Art of the Deal by Donald J. Trump as a present. Okay,
funny.
so I don't know really. I don't really know.
And a completely unrelated story.
I mean,
He's trolling him, right?
no, he said he hopes he reads it in the two. He's trying to actively get the U.S. and North Korea to sit down in the same room and have negotiations. There's no way in hell this ever happens.
This is
right?
actually, like, we're watching the video. That's actually a pretty sad presentation. But he also brought him Where's Waldo?
Well, that was for his daughter.
Oh.
So apparently
okay.
him and the daughter get along as well. So he's over there and he's signing jerseys for the women's basketball team. And why does this guy keep going over there? Like, is this, I mean, we're behind this or what? I mean, Lee, are you behind this guy going over there and hanging out with North
Rodman
Koreans?
has always been a complete weirdo.
Are you supporting this man going over there and hanging out with these guys?
I mean, if he wants to, that's fine.
You
like,
think?
so what's the danger? What's the danger? Maybe I'm not.
The danger is.
Why is he wearing a potcoin.com shirt? I mean, there's all kinds of wrong with Dennis Rodman.
I mean, the danger is he gives him a book and triggers the guy like you just got triggered by that voicemail, and he goes off and tries to attack South Korea. I don't know Kim Jong.
I mean, is he like smuggling secrets back?
I don't know what he's doing. Kim Jong Un is a maniac. He's an insane nutcase. Okay, we don't know what he tells these people that in his country that he doesn't use the bathroom. Okay, and they believe it. On top of that, they believe this man does not ever use the bathroom. I told my son this the other day, and he goes, "What happens? Is he gonna explode one day?" Some of his children said, but people over there, they believe it. He's feeding them lies, and I just think this Rodman is not very stable. I think him interacting with another
Look how much larger he is than every North Korean ever.
Well, I went to Japan and I was like 3 inches taller than everyone.
Yeah, but Dennis Rodman's even bigger than that.
He's like 6'6". So I think my idiot of the week is not Donald Trump. Is
Donald
Dennis
Trump.
Rodman for going over there and giving Kim Jong Un the art of the deal.
Okay.
I just think it's stupid.
That's
I don't.
fair.
What's he doing? I don't get it. So
think anyone would ever have a problem with that?
I hope so. Okay, all right. So we're gonna get to Dear John, where John is going to answer one of our listeners' questions. Here we go.
I think I lost the Dear John.
Oh, well, that's not good. All right,
Here
so
we go. All right,
the Dear John is where John gets a question, email from a listener and attempts to answer it in his ultimate wisdom. All right, and away.
All right, John. This one comes in from Loving for the Moment. Dear John, I'm in my late 20s, and I have a male companion who is 30 plus years older than I am. We were together for a while, then stopped so we could both try to find someone close to our ages. Neither of us did, and we recently started seeing each other again. Although we are good for each other and complement in many ways, we are realistic that our relationship isn't long-term for major reasons. I want children. He's happy with grandchildren. He wants to travel after retirement. I'm just starting my career. We live for the moment, and we don't dwell too much on the future. My problem is this. This time, I'm really falling in love with him. Last time, I was reluctant to become emotional because I was afraid of getting hurt. But this time, I am all in. Can any good come of this? We meet each other's relationship needs in the here and now. But is the end just heartbreak?
Hold on, I'm a little bit confused. So before John answers, I want to make sure I hear his answer right. She's in her 20s.
Late 20s.
He's in his 30s, and
No. He is 30 plus years older.
Oh,
so he's like
okay.
in his 60s.
Okay. All right, go ahead, John. Okay, that makes more sense because the grandchild thing was like throwing me off. I was like, huh? Okay. All right, go ahead, John.
Well, obviously, there's some pluses and there's some pretty big minuses. If those pluses outweigh the negatives, then I say go for it. That's all I got on that one. You just have to decide if those things that you're going to miss out on are worth missing out on.
You heard it first here, guys.
Let me
break
this down. This guy's 30 years older than her. She's in her 20s.
Late 20s.
Okay, Chica, I don't know who you are, and hopefully I don't.
So that would put him near 60.
I want to put this. I want to put a little perspective on your life here. When you were just born, when you were 1 year old, my man here was 30 plus years old. Okay, so that means as you grew as a child, he's in his 40s and his 50s, and now you're dating this man. Number one, what is wrong with you? You obviously have suffered some type of emotional abuse in your life. That's the only way you can be attracted to a man who is 30 plus years. Now we're not talking 10 years older, okay? I can understand that. I can see it. I'm talking 30 plus years.
Do you have a hard line? Like, is 20 okay, depending on
the
people?
15 is pushing it,
15,
okay?
Okay.
Dude, they shouldn't be graduating high school when you were born. If so, there's a problem, okay? Obviously, you're dealing with some issues because I don't know what you look like. Maybe you're attractive, maybe you're not. I don't know.
That's important.
But what it is because
so if she's ugly, it's okay.
I know. I'm wondering. I wonder with these teachers
pretty,
too.
okay?
These teachers that are banging hot, that are like they're in their late 20s, are having like relationships with these students These people have severe issues they're working through. And I think if you found this girl and you talked to her, you would find that she has severe father issues out the wazoo, man. There's no telling what her father did, wasn't there, did to her. I don't know. No, it's not an assumption. It's a fact. I'm telling you, okay?
Oh, okay.
I can tell you right now.
I'm not disagreeing you outright, but I think there are exceptions to the rule.
There's 30 plus. There's exceptions that 30 plus. Someone dating 30 plus years older than you. You think there's exceptions to the rule?
Yep.
This man is collecting his Social Security, John, and she hasn't even had a kid yet. I mean, unless you're Mick Jagger and you're a freaking billionaire. It's just
maybe he is.
Maybe he is. He's retiring, man.
So if you have money, it's okay.
No, it's not. But that would at least explain it. That she mentions nothing about money. She wants children with this guy. This guy's going to be dead by the time the kid's 5 years old.
Maybe she's an old soul.
Okay, think about that. Think about that. No, really think about when she has a kid. This guy will die before the kid's probably probably before he's a teenager, most likely, statistically speaking.
Wow, that's
right?
Deep.
Okay.
Here's the thing with me. She knows something's wrong or she wouldn't have written in.
That's true. That's true.
And she's saying herself, I'm falling in love. Just stop. And John's advice was go with it, right? And I think
there were things that were pluses and things that were negative.
So I think me and David are saying run.
Only
Don't
fools
walk.
Rush in.
And John is saying rush on in.
I can't help. I mean, it's just weird, okay? I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. It's weird. It's just not right.
All
if
right.
my daughter...
This is the Dear John segment, though.
We
have to go with... John, do you want to... David's giving you some ear talk. Do you want to change your answer, or are you good on your stuff?
I'm good on my answer. I think that it really depends on if she
Think
really
about-
loves the guy.
okay.
Love.
If she had issues when
Stop
she
a
was a
bullet.
child,
Level stop a
father
bullet.
issues, is her breaking up with this guy going to heal those?
No, she needs to go get therapy.
It's not gonna
that
make
would
it
be
better,
the advice,
though.
John. Yeah, it's not going to make it better. It's going to make it worse.
but the therapy, if she goes through that therapy, if she actually fell in love with this
Can
guy
you
legitimately,
imagine, John?
is that going to change?
Can you imagine? So you hooking up with someone 30 years older than you? Can you imagine hooking up with a 70-year-old woman, John?
Let's not.
I couldn't.
Lee, can you imagine hooking up with a
couldn't, no.
70-year-old? Have you ever found a 70-year-old woman? You're like, man, that chick right there,
I'm into,
Vanna
I'm
White,
into
she's
gilfs.
getting up there. She's still hot.
brother. She ain't 70 plus.
She's almost. She's about.
Well, that's one out of a
look,
million.
hey,
I still wouldn't.
If
hook
love
up
can
with her.
stop a bullet, it can stop this man from dying.
No,
so
no,
John's answer is go with love.
No, we agreed.
Go with
Love. We agreed. Love cannot stop a bullet.
All right. Hit the sound.
Dump the man. All right, that was very weird. Before we get out, real quick, we never talked about the Skittles that lost their
We
color.
don't have time for that.
All
We're
right,
gonna do a bonus video.
We ain't got no time for that.
Maybe next week. All right, we got Blame Your Selfies, and June will be the last month we do the Blame Your Selfies, unfortunately.
You better get your selfies in.
But we'll figure it out. All right, so, okay. We ask you to take, I don't know what that is. But anyways, we'll ask you to take pictures of yourself, submit them to us. It's called Blame Your Selfie. Use the hashtag Blame Your Selfie. We show the pictures. We show them on the YouTube. Here we go. Let's knock these out. First up, here we go. This is Copper Top, a.k.a. Rose262. Things are crazy busy, and I've missed Twitter. I don't have a fun thing to say, so here's a pic of me with a crown of me. So that's a Snapchat filter. It's a picture of Rose with a picture of a bunch of roses as a crown of her head. So
I do like the shrug and the whack. Those are kind of understated there.
Understated. There's a Snapchat filter. So that's Copper Top. We haven't seen her in a little bit here.
Been busy.
This is Sarah. Sarah at Caution Spoiler says all the local moms of 5-year-olds are wearing pasta necklaces after reception class made them yesterday. So there you go. Hashtag Blame Your Selfie. That's living that mom lifestyle right there.
If you haven't checked her Twitter out, you should follow her immediately.
She's really cool.
Yeah. Love her. This is just for, I took this just for Lee. I honestly, I'm not even joking. I literally just took this from, I'm at the Geico booth right here. Double Geico power at the CMA Fest 2017. Blame Your Selfie. And you got Gecko behind me. You got the Gecko stuffy, and then you got the Gecko van up there where I went and sang a little Florida Georgia Line karaoke.
Oh, there you go. Did you do the Nelly version?
No, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. That would have been the greatest moment of my life. Could have went out like Chris Cornell or Adam West.
Exactly.
All right, here's Michael Nicholas and John with the sigh. That's my favorite thing you've ever done.
He must be hiding in the corner there. Don't you see him down there?
John, that is the best thing you've ever done.
What is funny is we're going to be able to do the same exact thing to him in a minute. That's the beauty of it.
Who?
Yo, you'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
In 2015, this is from Michael Anthony Nicholas. Danica Patrick had a contest. I was a winner. She signed my tweet. I have a poster of it. There she goes.
I'm glad you have a picture. I wouldn't believe she signed anything.
She's holding. That's good, John. John ramping it up after this Dear John segment.
I know.
She's apparently holding his tweet up, signed it. So I don't know what that's
That's
about.
cool. I would like a giant printout of my tweet.
I would like all my tweets giant size. I think
maybe we should just get like a giant tweet printer. That'd be
all
kinda
right,
cool.
here we go. Blame your selfie. Jeffrey
Let's see if
Skinner
this works.
says the shirt is blue. I am not. Happy Thursday. We're almost to the weekend. Hashtag Father's Day's weekend. That's right. It's Father's Day this weekend. Hashtag June. Hashtag Proud Dad. Hashtag like. Hashtag follow. Hashtag Blame Your Selfie. Hashtag Workflow.
It is unusual to see him in a blue sweater
comments,
on a selfie.
Every time I see your post, I want pizza. I don't know why. Gabe the Babe 33. All right. So anyway.
Follow Gabe the Babe on Instagram.
Okay. Next up is Bethany at Space Pants, and she says, Haste fixes my ping in Overwatch, aka Haste is Bay. And go if you play Overwatch a lot,
Or League of Legends. Or any online video game.
Or any nerd game.
Or you have problems with your ping.
Or you watch Game of Thrones. Go check out Haste. They can help you out apparently. And she is I guess a spokeswoman for them. Is that how you say it?
It's that sponsorship.
And she always talks about the greatness of Haste. So, and I've read other reviews. It's supposed to be a pretty good service.
If we could get sponsored by Haste, I would love to talk.
Well, they might fix our YouTube.
Haste.
They might fix our YouTube.
Haste.
Our YouTube stream.
We need to do it quickly.
All right, here we go. This is John right here. It says, this little guy is 1 year old today.
Where's John in this picture?
I was behind the camera.
Where is he? Okay, if you look really closely.
So is this your son's Twitter account?
Yes.
Happy birthday to your son today.
Happy birthday.
I mean, wow, 1 year. Time flies. All right, next up.
I thought we were supposed to keep kids off of social media.
Is that what?
There I go again.
Is that what you say? All right. So, that's right.
Oh, that's right. If it's your kid, it's okay. That's right. Sorry.
Okay. So this one here says hashtag best friend. Is your son your best friend who can't talk yet? That's
yeah,
weird.
that's probably why.
Weird. It's not weird at all.
That's a little bit weird.
That's probably why.
A lot of kids, as Lee would say,
keep my kids out your mouth.
All right. So, anyways, moving on.
Good advice, right? Keep my kids out your mouth.
Go to the next one, please. All right, here's another kid, Lee. What would you have to say?
Keep my kids out your mouth.
All right, so hashtag Blame Your Selfie. This is from Brepo. Hanging out with my cool kid at Brepo 86. I don't really. Hanging out with my cool kid at Brepo 86. Did she say this? Like, is this voice to text maybe?
Hanging out with my cool kid at Brepo 86. I don't know.
Is that voice to text?
Is that her kid's account maybe?
I don't know. I hope not.
Maybe they're not allowed to have an account, so keep my kids out your mouth. Could you stop doing that?
You stop saying it. I'm just recording the podcast. What are you talking about?
You have an audio clip
No,
where you're
I
just
don't.
hitting repeat and playing, and it's annoying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not even funny.
John thinks it's
a little bit funny.
John would laugh at anything you did.
Chat room. No, he hasn't. He was wearing me out before the show started.
Yeah, before the show started, I was all on your side.
He was all on your side. Now, tell us if that's funny in the chat. All right, at Geek Ulele, this is River. This is why adults shouldn't be on Twitter, but don't blame social media. Blame your selfie. So he's got cat ears, sunglasses, and a beer. All right. River is a faithful. All right, here's Sammy. Sammy, who triggered Lee earlier, says, I hope it's not too late for the hashtag blame your selfie. Thumbs up, something.
100. One
One
hundo.
hundo.
It's not.
It's not. He says, you always slacking. I called your...
You call it slacking. I call it dedicated inactivity.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Nice shirt. Thank you, Sammy, for the voicemail as well.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I loved it.
We need more feedback from all our listeners like that. Like, we want to bring in your opinion to the show.
They do think that was funny, by the way. All right, so anyway, moving on. Is there any more Blame Your Selfies?
That's it.
Okay,
That's
good.
it.
Guys, you were rocking. Thanks for all the selfies, and continue to just take selfies during the week and use the hashtag Blame Your Selfie.
Look for updates on the Blame Your Selfie game.
Yeah,
in the
we're gonna,
upcoming weeks.
We're definitely going
Some
to...
exciting news.
Exciting revelations coming up over the next couple of weeks. So just you know, keep taking the selfies. I think we need to make that clear. Keep taking the selfies, okay?
Keep taking the selfies.
All right. So we've done all of our topics. We have done Dear John. We have done what else? Blame Your Selfie. So that only leaves one last segment, which is the Major Key of the Week.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, it's time for the Major Key of the Week, where we take a life lesson from this week's episode and we call it a major key and life advice. So for episode 45, I think Sammy may have nailed it perfectly. Lee, do you want to read what the Major Key of the Week is?
So he writes, hands off my steak. Hands off my steak.
I like keep your hands off my steak.
Keep your hands
It's
off
up there, yeah.
I mean, if that it's got to be something steak related.
I would, yeah,
100%.
I was thinking if it's all free, take the steak. But I mean,
are we going with that one? Just hands off my steak.
Keep your hands off my steak.
Keep your hands off
spell
my
correctly.
steak.
Karma is fast and swift.
And Lee wants free steak for everyone. All right,
I
that's
do
your
want
Major Key of the
everyone
Week.
to have free steak.
Everybody. I got the keys now.
I got the keys, y'all.
All right. Keep your
So
hands
we need
off
to
my
give us
steak.
an update on that GoFundMe, brother.
We got a shout out to EMA Radio Podcast. Real quick, I got a couple shout outs, man. They mentioned us on their episode this week. They gave us a big shout out at the beginning. So
where can we find EMA Radio?
if you go to EMA Radio 1 on Twitter, I believe that is their name, EMA Radio 1. Possibly. Is that it? I don't know.
I'm asking you.
No, that's not it. Lee's trying to look it up. I don't know what that is. But anyway, their
Let's not put that up.
I didn't.
Or maybe we do. Yeah, so thanks so much. Whenever another podcast mentions us on their show, we really appreciate it. But I'll get to Twitter in just a second. Okay, so the GoFundMe has come like a lot over the last couple of weeks. It's pretty crazy that now I believe we are past $150. So all you got to do if you want to kick into the fund, you go to GoFundMe.com/blameyourbrother. That's easy enough to memorize. GoFundMe.com/blameyourbrother. And Lee, what is the count at right now?
We are at $150.
$150 a goal, $250. Now, I made a video this past week. It's EMA_radio1. EMA_radio1. So I made a video this past week, and I wanted to clarify something for people. Maybe because people are apprehensive. I've been really busting my butt trying to raise this money.
You have.
Just be honest.
You've been hustling. I will give it to you.
Okay.
This has been your purpose in life.
But I want to clarify, and doing this podcast and being the first mic and everybody's hero. But look, even if we don't get the full money,
can we get that?
EMA_radio1. Okay. Even if we don't raise the full amount, our goal for this GoFundMe is $250, okay? So even if we don't raise the full amount, you're still going to get your shirt. We're still going to order. Even if we'd have gotten $10, we were still going to order the shirts, okay? The advantage here is you definitely will get a shirt if you give $5, okay? 100%. And so I'm going to go out of town next week. I'm going to be in Colorado. So we're going to let it run until I get back from out of town. And after that, it's done. It's over. So $5 for a shirt, really you can't beat that. I mean, truthfully, I don't know where else you could find shirts for $5. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I do want to give a few shout outs to people this week that gave some money. So obviously, my former podcast brother, former guy I used to do a show with for a long time, Corey, gave us some money this week. A girl I used to work with, Andrea, gave us some money this week. A couple people anonymously gave money. So, we really appreciate all the donations you guys have done, and we're going to get you your shirts, and they're going to be awesome, and you're going to walk out, and people are really going to appreciate it. So $5, that's it. If you want to donate more, we're not going to stop you. I'll post the video up a couple more times.
So can you tell the incentives for donation again?
So if you donate $5, we send you a shirt. That means we're going to get this shirt. You tell us your size, we'll get it, and we'll mail it out to you. If you send $10, we're going to send you the shirt. Now, I want to clarify. If you want 2 shirts for $10, just tell us. There's not a problem with that, okay? If you want 2 shirts, we'll send you 2 shirts. But a lot of you have said you want a gift and a shirt. So we're going to find just a random gift we have laying around or something that we think that would be funny to send to you or something cool that you might enjoy. Anything after that, we just thanks. If you donate $20, if you don't want 4 shirts, you just want to donate $20, which a lot of people have, I mean, thank you so much. I don't know what else to say. Like,
can we do like another incentive tier? Like if they donate $100, you'll come to their house and like give them an hour.
I'll give them an hour of what?
Just talking, just being the great person that you are. You know,
I think
they'll have to pay travel expenses, of course.
I don't think so because there might be some creepy dude in a basement somewhere, and I might be stuck there for a long time.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. Well, I'm in a creepy basement right now, so I think that the dream is coming true there. But anyway, if you want to hey, if you want to donate $100, we'll work with you. How about that?
We'll work with you.
We'll work with you. All right.
We'll get you a little something.
Just don't be 70.
Yeah, don't be 70. Don't be weird. All right, so I guess that's it. Go to bybpod.com. That's the website. The link is there for the GoFundMe in case you forget it. Our Amazon link is on there. If you're going to buy anything through Amazon, that's the link you want to use. Radio Vegas Rocks. We are streamed live. We're streamed every Thursday on Radio Vegas Rocks. So Thursday around 3 p.m. Central Time. Go check us out there. Ton of buttons up there, Twitter, Facebook. There's all of our feeds. You can subscribe to the show on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, all that good stuff. And you can order T-shirts at regular price on there once the campaign's over as well. So go there. Tell your friends to go there. Everybody just go there. Leave us ratings, reviews. Love us, share us, all that fun stuff. So I guess with that being said, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I like my steak well done.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
He does like his steak well done.